Boom. We are live with another episode of the Brownwater Banter Podcast. I am Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
That's right. And we got a great episode for you today. We got the guys from Spray You Later Fishing Charters in the house. We got Clarence and his son Chance. They're going to talk to us all about their charter boat business and what they got going on. Got a sneaking suspicion today is going to be a good one. Yep. But before we get started, we're going to read off the sponsors here, the people that keep the lights on for us. Hopefully you're getting familiar with them right now. It's Dr. Robbie Williams over at Southern Magnolia Smiles. If you're looking for a great local dentist, man, they're located on in Ocean Springs right there on Washington Avenue. Look them up on the socials, Instagram, Facebook at Southern Magnolia Smiles, or you can get them on the website at southernmagnoliasmiles.com. Hit them up on the landline, 228-215-1202, and tell them that we sent you. Our second sponsor is Hill Tree Marketing. That's Jesse Hill and his gang over there. They do website and graphic design, social media management, IT services, videography, photography, and aerial cinematography. So if you're looking for someone to do a website for you, someone that's local and can do a great job, go hit Hill Tree Marketing up at hilltreemarketing.com. They're actually redoing our website right now, and we're excited to hopefully launch that thing before too much more time goes by.
Should be next week.
Yeah, I think so. Up next, we got the Harrison County Development Commission. They have their C-Force training program that they're promoting. It takes high school kids and places them with potential businesses in career fields that they're interested in. It allows them to kind of taste what they're getting into before they go off and spend a whole bunch of money on college. So check them out, Harrison County Development Commission. If you know a kid that could benefit from that type of program, reach out to them on the internet and check them out and see if you can't get them affiliated with that, because it's a great program that helps kids really taste what they're getting into before they spend, like I said, a whole bunch of money on college and something that they're not really into. And last but not least, we got Trevor Reed doing the third annual downtown Ocean Springs Crawfish Cook-Off. He was the last guest we had in here. He told us there's going to be 25 teams cooking over about 2,600 pounds of crawfish. That's a lot of crawfish. That's going to be May the 29th, downtown Ocean Springs, right there on Government Street. You don't want to miss it, man. You pay an entrance fee, you get a couple tickets, you get to vote. So the winner will be people's choice, man. So it's a really, really good day, a really good time. Crawfish and beer. I don't know what else you could want out of your life. So that's the sponsors, man. We really appreciate everything they do for us. But let's jump into the episode. We got Sebo, Chance here, man. Tell us all about Spray You Later Fishing Charters and how y'all got it started.
First of all, there's 3 Seymours in the house.
That is very true.
Fill out number.
Very true. Yeah, the Cates ain't winning in this one tonight.
Right. Anyway, I started this operation. I was old pipe fitter at the shipyard. We had junked fish all over the world. I had a 21 Cape Horn with a pair of 115 markers on the back. We went all over the Gulf. About 50 miles there, 50 miles back was a top run on 2 strokes. So then one day I think I want to try to charter boat business out. So I went out there and scooped me up a little 23 Mako with a 225 2-stroke. Got that thing up and running. Dropped me a slip off at the Point Cadet. Hauled rod and reels back and forth there today. Went where we did and just got started. And about every 2 years I changed boats and trying to find a perfect match. And now we're in a 31 Bertram with a pair of twin diesels, and it's just one of them things that it just fits just right. So anyway, we found Chance's boat in Freeport, Texas. It was like you buy
a piece of junk.
Yeah, but you buy 2 engines, you get the boat for free.
Yeah.
So that's basically what he's got, and it's set in the yard for about 6 months. We deck, everything and all that. But I'm going to tell you right now, it was like, but anyway, I'm in it for what, 20, I don't know, as old as he is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. 23. What year was that?
I turned 24 this year, 1997.
So 97 is when you got into the game?
He was in the oven when I was captain's license.
There you go.
So from the shipyard to the fishing world, right? That's a big jump. And everybody, that was in your blood, I'm guessing. You grew up here fishing down here?
I started out pipe fitting and plumbing. And I still do it today.
Right.
Been doing it for years, and my dad did it. But this charter boat fishing gig was just something that I just wanted to dive into. And as I dove in it, and next thing you know, I'm like, here I am.
Make this work. Yeah.
Still here.
Yeah.
So
24 years. That's a good run. Still rolling too, huh?
Yeah, still rolling.
Every day.
Yeah. So it's all like, Like I said, it's just like the main thing is that we found Chance's boat. The Baharamora Bertram is a 31. There's only the whole Bertram family at 31s is like 1,900 vessels out there. There's still like 90% of them in function today. So
you can't kill them.
You can't kill them.
Made in like 83 or something like that.
Really? Yeah, when they jump across in a hurricane and fly and land to a pylon, the pylon gets broken, the boat's still the way it's supposed to
be. That's awesome.
They solid boats, they good fishing boats, and
you got a picture of the boat, Jared?
Yeah, I do have one actually. Let me throw it up here on the screen
because those boats are fine.
Yeah. Let's see. No, I have to search for it. Give me just a second.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, Chance, when did you get into that? When did you come on board?
I started deckhanding with him when I was probably 14. I think 15 was my first full season. So then I did that until I graduated high school. As soon as I graduated high school, I got hired on at Ocean Springs Fire Department. Did that for 2 years. Well, then I couldn't deckhand for him because he needed a full-time mate. So then I was like, and I got my captain's license before I graduated high school. Before I even walked across the stage, I already had it.
Nice.
So I was like, I'm going to go buy me a boat. So I bought a 23 Mako. And
28.
No, the first one.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. He got me on that one. I forgot all about that one.
Yeah.
We've been like a boat poor.
I had half 100 boats, and you're like, huh?
Yeah.
So I bought a 23 Mako. It had an Evinrude on it. Then I found me a Mercury Verado in Dolphin Island. So I repowered it, put a 4-stroke on it, went fishing 3 times with my friends. I said, this ain't it. I can't fish off of this.
Yeah.
There ain't no way in hell I could have guests on this boat.
Right.
With me.
I went on and I'm like, this ain't getting it.
So when I decided this ain't it, I found it was what's his name?
Dennis Mines.
Dennis Mines had a 28 Mako that's been sitting in the back of Crown Leisure for like a year. And I was like, so we went and looked at it. I was like, man, we can make this work. He just put a brand new power head on one of the engines. So then I sold that boat the same day. I brought the money from that boat, brought it to Dennis Mines and bought it. And I had some money put up. So I bought it. Then I fished it for a year, ended up busting a transom out of it.
Tell me you bust transom.
Yeah. How did that happen?
Along.
Okay. We'll stick with that.
But they out there amberjack fishing.
Yeah, we was amberjack fishing. We was like 2 miles from the rig I was going to.
Can you jump that mic up just a little bit for us? Yeah, straight up. There it is, right there. All right, good.
So they hit a log and drive the trim trap through the back of the boat on the port side.
Softball size hole. So
tell them all about that story.
After that happened, so we stopped. I look in the bilge. I'm like, man, we ain't taking on water. We're good.
Yeah.
So guess we did.
Kept fishing.
We went amberjack fishing.
Yeah.
The transom's like a
just
piece
barely
of
hanging
spaghetti
on.
Noodle. It's back there wobbling. And then so we ended up catching a lemon amberjack, caught some snapper. And this is when I was a state boat still. Then so I got in, I tore everything off of it, all my electronics, everything. I posted on Facebook for very cheap.
Yeah.
Sold it within 2 hours. Dude drove overnight through the night from South Florida somewhere, picked it up. Then actually we already had the Bertram when all this happened.
Yeah.
It was sitting in the yard. And he wanted to use the boat the day I broke the transom. Like that following weekend, there was a poker run for Mardi Gras ball. And I got a softball. So he said, you think I can put a piece of starboard over the hole and make the poker run?
I want to go riding the twin 300s.
Yeah.
It was a 58-mile-an-hour boat. It was fast.
It was cool.
Well, it's a draw. Like you say with those old Bertrams, they're sought after. Them old Makos, there's a lot of people. That's what a lot of people cut their teeth on, especially in the charter boat world, was them old Makos. But they was heavy for sure.
That was a good boat. So then we redid it. Then this is my 4th year in business.
Yeah.
Trevor Reed says your newest boat is called Mailbox Money.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to keep that mailbox coming.
That's it. I got a picture of the boat y'all fish now, so I'm gonna flash that on the screen. It's the Spray You Later 2.
That's mine.
That's yours. Yep. So you can see what we're talking about here. So that's what you're in now, right? That's what you.
That's my boat.
We saw y'all at the Cobia tournament.
Yeah.
The 35th annual the Danny's tournament down there, and y'all had both of them pulled up in the slips down there, and it looked pretty cool, man, to see y'all pull up together like that. That's
we
pretty
fish
cool.
against each other.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna win.
Y'all had a little different style of music though when y'all pulled up to the dock.
Slightly different. What's the competition like between y'all? Y'all
Well,
help each other, or y'all aggressive? You know,
I got a
aggressively competitive. What's going on?
Well, the Sunday when he caught the 63 pounder, he's like, I said, I'm at standing there leaving before us. I'm like, y'all want to put a little something brown bag on it? No, we just going for fun, Dad.
Yeah,
So,
I'd have took his money.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
But look,
see you later this evening.
Last year we did the brown bag because they canceled the shootout last year. And so I ended up winning it last year.
Yeah.
We had 11 boats in it last year. I won it.
That's how the Bar Fish Association page come up on Facebook.
No, the COVID got Danny's tournament last year. So we did
that was his idea.
I was like, well, let's do a fish tournament. So $500. Everybody bar fishes. So there was 11 of us on the bar. And I kind of felt bad. I was like, man, me and my dad playing the tournament, the first annual, we win it. You know, I was like,
rigged.
Rigged.
If y'all was all fishing the same spot,
I was like, it's kind of luck. So whoever the fish rolls up on, you got to just got to catch it.
Well, for the layman's, explain what the brown bag is, because most people might not have heard that jargon before.
Just like a funzie where you can everybody can put up, say, 5 Bitcoins a boat.
Yeah.
And then winner take all. And then we had a couple sponsors that throwed in a little bit. So I just made a drawing, laid the cards out, and give them an entry fee back. It was a good time. It was a local on this side, Sharon Lear deal, Horn Island, wherever you want to go. But you got to be over here.
Right.
It was just one of those things where and then at one time everybody was like, well, we don't want no more than 10 boats in it. Like, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, well, all right, then. So I stopped it off at 11. So it was just a funzie for 11 of us, because we're trying to. My thing is, I just want to get everybody back to fishing local,
right?
And not worrying about who's going to Cocodrie and who's going to Destin, and let's fish Chandelier. And I mean, I know there's no rigs left, and I understand, but a lemon fish is a migrating fish. It never stops moving. One day your day comes and the girl's going to fly by you and you're going to say, they're the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming from Florida to Texas, they keep on rolling.
They ain't moving.
Yeah.
They stop and they going to chill out. But that's my thing. That was where I come up with the brown bag deal and the Bar Fish Association, was where we could have a little bit of fun if the weather permitting.
Right.
And the spring migration comes in correctly. I mean, I've been doing it since my first Gorm Flows tournament was 1995, in the shootout. We weighed in a 50-something pounder that day, and I don't know, I think we might have placed a little bit, but it was at the old pavilion before all that stuff got blowed away.
Yeah.
When the old bar and all that.
Yeah,
was
the
down
bar
there.
and the pavilion, that's back then. And we made a little board there. And I mean, I didn't make the Lime life until 1999 then I started. That's when I won a shootout in 99 with my first, like, sure enough, slam the dock fish.
Stud, yeah.
Yeah. So that was on the outside Big Chandelier. It wasn't on the north end. I decided to go down there by myself one day. South of the Red Buoy, everybody's fishing by the Red Buoy. That's the new north end, I call it, by the way. And and I still have it on the chart. It's like 1999. We're going to party like it's 1999.
Yeah.
I mean, I had like 5 Dukes in one day, and they swear and in the following year I had to take a polygraph because they was like, nah, Seaboy ain't catching it. Anyway, I passed polygraph. So it's like
They thought you was going to Destin or somewhere, snagging them lemon heads, huh?
Yeah.
He's not fishing north end. There's no way he's catching fish. But anyway, from the Pelican down to like Redfish Point, that's where all this action has been happening. And Chance is only like a mile and something above me. Well, he shoots me some numbers this week for the Gorm Flows tournament.
Yeah, we went.
Yeah, that's
I said, come up to
here,
the
Dad.
tower.
You fished these.
Yeah.
I said, come check this out. It's like, look where we're fishing. both both our numbers are
Yeah,
we have identical numbers. So he's my chips, mine's his chips.
He gets a bone and he gets dad's chip.
Yeah.
So-
y'all
that's
know
worth its weight in gold.
You know
right
anything
there.
about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Anyway.
and so I'm like, this is where I caught the 50 pounder at. Then I caught the 63 pounder there. I was like, I said, and look where the 1999 spot is. Then I was like, try this number out. Well, he takes a picture with his phone. Well, he goes and fishes it during the 2-day a couple weeks ago.
We popped 3 right off the bat. Pow, pow,
ends up winning first place the first day. Then Sunday we got blowed out. So but I was like hot tip, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got all the credit for that one.
So y'all were mentioning before we went live a little bit, y'all fish all pretty much no super secret spots, right? I mean, is that
No, not really.
I mean,
we're fishing migrating fish.
yeah? So
Chumming ain't nothing but a shrimp boat laid up, waiting on a lemon fish to show up.
yeah.
And y'all are big chandelier. That's y'all's go to, right?
It's just
lemon fish.
We have fun.
Yeah.
Them rig runners, you might catch more fish. You might see more fish, get to do more stuff, but it's not fun. Like we're anchored up, drinking beer with our buddies, listening to music, hanging out.
Hey,
Like, it's not work.
But
Like,
Joe,
we're
but the thing is, I've won going flows 3 times sitting on the outside beach chandelier.
Right.
So you see the 3 here or 3 there. Yeah, I mean, the bad thing is like one day the 3-engine boat is going to stomp your ass. We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I decide to catch 275s in 2 days, they can't even play with it. All they done was burn a whole lot of money in gas.
Yeah, they do.
But it's all
it's a gamble going
it's
over
part
there.
of the game at Fishing Chandelier. Because back in the day, in the 2000s and to 2005, 6, 10, Chandelier was going to win.
Yeah.
The big girls migrating that beach. I
That's
tell
when
people
50 boats were fishing on the outside
Yeah.
beach.
What do you think
50.
the attraction of chandelier is? Is that just like the halfway mark, or just where
The
they're
fence.
going?
they can't swim over the fence.
They got to go right through it. Huh?
No,
Got to
they
go
gotta
around it.
They got to
Gotta
take a
turn.
left.
Yeah. So they
That
hit
makes
it. Got to
sense?
go.
Yeah.
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 I'm the one naming the defense.
Yeah. I saw the shirt the other day.
Yeah.
It said
So
defense on it.
I was like, there's no way they got to turn left. It's a 24-mile island. They're migrating east to west. Some miss it, some don't. They turning left.
Right. And that's where y'all sitting.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you a little story. It was let me think what year that was. Hold on. Somewhere around 91 or 92, I had a 21 Wellcraft with a windshield model with a 150 Mercury. Well, we would go down to 102 and fish the shallow field down there back in the day before all of it got clipped. We'd go catch some snappers, whatever. So we're headed northbound, and it was a big, giant groundswell. I'll never forget it. And so I'm coming up the island, and we're just riding along there. You know, one engine, you ain't doing about 25, 26 miles an hour. There ain't nothing going fast back then.
Right.
Old Mike Vassalli said, Seymour, I think I just seen some lemon fish swimming on top, headed south. I said, what? I said, next time, what? I said, you got to throw a hugger overboard. So
Mark it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're still headed north. And he says, damn, I see some more. He threw the hugger overboard. There was a pod of 4 just finning on top, headed southbound. And it was around Redfish Point. So it was before 99. So it was like 5-6 years. Nobody believes the story much as I do. So we whipped her back around when the wake stopped. It was flat and groundswell. We whipped her back around and we threw the jig, caught one, and like, well, we didn't have a lot of gas, so we had to we can't stay here long because we only got 50 gallons of this old Wellcraft. It's 50 gallons there and back. Either that, you're gonna run on the gas on Ocean Springs Harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which happened before on the boat trail.
That's when
So-
you burn just as much gas as oil with them old 2-strokes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's back in the day. I just want everybody to know that. So that's how I ended up on the outside beach of Chandelier from the Pelican to the Redfish Point. I seen them fish popped up that day, and it was unbelievable. We didn't know what to do with it. We ain't never seen nothing like that.
No.
It was like, and they swimming in pods just coming down the island in the 90s, and it's like,
Look like redfish on top of the water.
oh yeah, they're swimming with their dorsal out of the water, the top back fin just getting down. I'm like,
You was hooked.
I was hooked.
You was hooked.
I said, so in 99, I left the Point Cadet Marina. That was, I said, I done figured out where I was going. I said, we're going to Redfish Point where the pipeline crosses the beach. Went down there, turned the radio off. 6 limit fish wouldn't even fit in the box. 2 went in the floor. And one was 78 on towels rolling out of a 178 double door got. We don't. And then the other one winning was in the 60s, swimming side by side with her when we hooked that fish. I'm like, oh no, we don't even know what to do with it. But we got them both in the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And,
we're gonna fish this again.
Oh yeah. So, but we was headed home at 11 o'clock on the Cobia shootout in 1999 with a 1 fish deal. I mean, it was retarded.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't like, it's all luck because it was meant to be. And that's how I ended up down on the outside beach chandelier. The north end, I don't know what's wrong with it. I've tried it. We've stopped. It just ain't happening. But back in the day, that's where the 2 state records came from.
Yeah.
I've been on that beach the day the 2 state records has been.
What is that? 108? What was the state record?
106 and a 105.
Yeah.
Both of them was caught the same day.
That was going flows too. Didn't it have like 300 pounders hit at the same time?
No, just 2.
Was 2?
But Robert Earl was over here. I mean, Michael Fugnani was on the west side of the bar, and then Dennis Mines then rolled up with Mr. Green's Lafitte skiff. Well, they catch a 107.6 over there. They catch a 105, and the water was so pretty. I'll never forget it. You drop a pogo board, it'll sit on the bottom, and I'm like, and then you look, and the fins would be on the bottom, and brown fish would be just swimming in the sand underneath the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that since that was 1994, so I haven't seen that since then. The water has never been that clear on that north end and that beach.
I've seen it one time.
Yeah, he's seen it before.
No, but I've seen it with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where we got second place.
We whacked him a couple times. But the clear water is just unbelievable.
I wonder what caused that year. You ever put any science behind that?
I don't know. We caught 11 fish. We was like 19,000 off of honorable mention. I was fishing with Kevin Higginbottom in an old Harborcraft he had. It was like we had like 11 fish. We weren't even close to being on the board. They spanked so many big fish, it wasn't even fun.
I could tell you one thing. If I caught a 105-pound lemon fish and came in second place at Going Flows, I would be pissed off.
That's what I'm talking about.
No doubt.
So I got to look at the board. So in 2000, we win the Going Flows tournament. And I have this stuff on the wall that explains how the board was. And you can ask Chance. People come in my house and they look at that picture on that wall and they like, my God. 5 fish, Escape caught a 99 and like a 46, a 32.
There was a 92.
They're in 5th place.
Tender.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And Sandbar Tender had a 92, 57, and our fish was 69, 67, 60, 60.
Which would be big fish today.
57.
But then, yeah.
No, 5 fish aggregate, 315 pounds. And
560s is hard to beat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here we win, and we win $8,000, but the Escape wins like $12,000, $15,000 with the 99-pounder. The big fish, the lunker always takes the deal, but he can't finish the deal because he's on the north end and can't finish the deal. It was just amazing. A couple years later, I'm out there, and when Kenny Bless wins on the fish on in 99, we hit the on Thursday, we roll out there, catch 4 nice ones. And then the Northerner came by, the old April Northerner. So somehow or another, Kenny jumps across, Don Bayers jumps across. I heard Don Bayers come on the radio. Just put one in the box, weighed 92 pounds on my scale. I'm like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
He jumps out there, goes to the north end. They just popping like it's just stupid.
Yeah.
But it's just one of them things back in the day. We're all on the radio, and it was just so much going on. Didn't you make the newspaper the next day? You're like, oh, we got this.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're like, boop, 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 boop. You're like, so you're just hanging in there like to have a good time. But it was on a 4-day event in this Going Flows tournament. These young guys just don't understand. It was Monday catfishing, Tuesday catfishing, and then Wednesday catfishing captain's meeting. You better have 50, 150, 200 catfish in the cage, just get ready to go covey fishing.
Well, that's what Mr. Danny said. It used to be the whole week. The whole
they did 10 days.
10 days. That's a long time.
That's a lot of fishing.
Yeah.
But they didn't, they did the same thing. It was weather. And then Horn Island at one time was like on fire, like real early. So they would set it before Chandelier popped off. So Horn Island would like kick off and the grass beds at Horn Island. That's the reason it was a 10-day deal back then. So they could get Horn Island in, and then all of a sudden the fish would just load up at Chandelier. Hell, there was like David Crochet and them, they had VHF radios on their house on the point of Biloxi, so she could talk to the last lady, David Crochet.
Yeah.
He was like a legend. I mean, he caught 90s and 100s, and they was in the day like way before me, and then Artie Desport. I mean, they always chummed, and you had a rig runner had to give it hell to catch fish that Chandelier could produce.
Right.
It was just that was my thing. I started off said, yeah, we can run the rigs and compete in them. We tried that, that's when they had pipes off of Petty Boy. Then all of a sudden I was like, I think I need to learn how to chum. And I did.
Sitting on Chandelier.
Yeah.
That's what the studs are.
So what's the Facebook page or group that you were telling us about? Can you go into a little bit more about that?
Well, Chance started this Barfish Association. It was something we wanted to throw out there for I think we're up to 300-400 people now in it, but
Mike Vasali invented it.
Yeah, Mike Vasali.
Mike Vasali is a good guy.
Was that the tournament that you did in 20, or this is something totally separate?
This is just a group of people that fish the bar. That's all it is.
Okay.
This ain't like a tournament page or nothing. It's just if you catch a fish chumming, you post it on here.
I got
one of those things. Well, Mike, for the past 10 years, when I was fishing with my dad, would always be like, y'all got to pay y'all's dues at Barfish Association on the radio.
He did.
Every year. Well, then I was like, then Kobe got us, and I was like, I'm going to create a Facebook page called the Barfish Association. We didn't have really much to do. So I did that. Then Danny came out and was like a canceled tournament. I was like, well, it's a perfect page to put it on.
Yeah.
And, it worked out good.
So we had a Barfish Association brown bag tournament, and the captain's meeting was at my house, and you had to drive by, and you couldn't stay but 6 foot apart. Of course, there was a lot of beer drinking on my
Everybody
back.
stayed like that.
Yeah. How'd that 6 feet turn out?
It was pretty good. We all had a good time. So we had no scale.
Nice.
So it was like
just one of these kind of where you hold it and figure out.
I'm like, this is a funsie. I mean, why would you have?
But it's still $5,500,
right?
Oh, that's true too.
$5,500 cash, and Kevin and Gills throwed in $500, so I just put that on like an entry fee.
One out of 11 is going to get their money back.
Yeah.
1 out of 10 losers is going to get that. So I drew that, and Chance won that. We all looking to fish, and it was rough inside of Horn Island that day. I'm like, I said, that fish is bigger than them 3 you got over there, Josh. He's like, oh no, we got to go weigh them all in.
Yeah, we tied up stern to stern and
It's
Horn
rough,
Island, and I knew I had a big fish, so that's why I tied up to him. So I was like, then like Soul Fisher had a fish, so they would just come drifting by us like 20 foot off, and they'd hold their fish out of the cooler. But they was all like 25, 35 pound fish. Nobody had any big ones. Well, I was the only one with a large fish. So
it didn't. I mean, I'm like, snap! The girth on that thing was had
short.
like a short with a big old belly and all that. I'm like,
but what's crazy? I was entered in Nikki's tournament that year, and I go and weigh it in. There was a fish, I think 1 inch shorter. It was 12 pounds less weight than my fish.
Wow.
Isn't it the one we did? Weren't we there?
Yeah.
We interviewed. We
I
interviewed.
told you about it. I was like, it's 1 inch shorter, 12 pounds less.
Wasn't the winner like 90 pounds? Do I remember that right? Or was it not that? It was
89.
That was
89 pounds. Yeah,
that was
Mike and them.
Yeah,
I was
Mike
there
Lewis,
the day
yeah.
he weighed it in.
Yeah.
That was the same day I weighed in my 50
that's
pounder.
pretty fair.
Yeah, we interviewed you there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good time.
Seems like a lifetime ago already.
I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
But I was there.
That's how you know you were there, because you don't really remember it. So, what did COVID hit y'all pretty bad on the charters, or did y'all never check up?
Well,
Kinda.
it was a papa to do until snapper season opened.
Okay,
When June 1 come,
Everybody wanted something to do.
everybody wants something to do.
that's kind of what everybody's been telling us. Like, that
and
we've asked that question.
we rolled. We rolled pretty good. The fishing was good all the way to the end. And
I'm gonna flash some of these pictures that you sent. Speaking of snapper, this is some of y'all. This is you in front of your sign here.
It's fixing to crank back up.
What a pile of them. Let me go
go
through just a couple so people watching, if you've never heard of Spray You Later fishing charters, you know what they can produce here. I mean, that just looks like a damn good time.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you'd want to be doing with your time.
Now, when y'all do inshore, what are y'all are mostly trolling? Is that usually how y'all are doing?
Well, it's like right now.
Yeah,
we've been bait fishing, like starting off catching croakers and white trout, just to go have bait to go set up somewhere and chum, catch redfish, sharks.
right.
The water temperature.
Yeah, the water temperature is not. It finally made it to 82 today, Chance.
Yeah,
that's good.
Is it still hard to buy live bait right now?
76 degrees
Pat's
at the end of May.
Wow.
Got some croakers right now.
Okay. I know that's been a problem for a little while. Buying
bait.
Buying it.
Yeah.
They're not catching any.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Everything's still offshore.
No, it's
crazy.
up.
Yeah.
So what do you think that the water's just not hot enough for them to move back in yet?
I think so.
It's not right.
It's not right. Not like
too much rain, too much wind. It's just something ain't right.
Temperature. You
yeah.
gotta think. Have you ever not sweated the whole month of May?
I was just
You're
fixing to
right.
say we actually got like a winter this year, and we've actually like
Global warming.
It's almost May. It's May 24th today, and I haven't had one of them days yet where it was just brutally. Yeah, today was
probably
getting there.
Y'all want sensays?
How many years has it been since that's happened?
Right.
I've never seen.
Y'all
that.
want sensays philosophy?
Yeah, here we go. Here comes the experience. Tell us.
I think the lunar calendar is shifting the same. I've been watching it for years.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, there's always a full moon front and a full moon. So you have to watch the moon and the calendar at the same time. You guys are young. I've seen it all. It's been like a cycle of like retardedness of when the spring won't let go. Sometimes on like May 3rd, it's the water temperature jump up and you can't take it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
that's what you got to deal with.
Yeah.
Normally, the week after Gorm Flows 2-day,
It's hot as hell.
you can't chum anymore.
No.
Because it's so hot. Like
And the catfish eat you up.
Really?
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
hot.
Now, do you have a logbook going back from your early days of when the COVID?
Sorry, Joe. It's all in my head.
Yeah, I know. My grandpa.
You're looking at the book
Look,
right there.
My grandpa told me when I was really young, he said, every day you go fishing, write it down in the book and tell you the moon and the temperature and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, Grandpa, I'll try to do that. I never did that.
You can
know what I'm
ask
saying?
him.
Yeah.
I know every fishing trip I've ever been on.
It sounds like it just from the way y'all telling them. I mean, you talking about stories from 99,
I know 'em
95, you know?
My old lady always gets mad at me. She's like, "You remember every fishing trip you go on, but you can't remember,
remember
I told
shit."
you
Yeah.
things 5 minutes
My
ago."
birthday, my anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah, I try. I don't know what to tell you.
Facebook's a lifesaver.
Yeah, those reminders. Yeah, for sure.
It is, no doubt.
So we talked a little bit about tournaments and stuff, and I kind of heard you mention it. I mean, y'all are big on keeping everything local when it comes to the rules, right, of the tournament. You want to keep everybody in Mississippi waters and not doing stuff so much going back and forth across state lines. Am I hearing that right?
Well, where everybody has to weigh in. Like the 4-day tournament, when he used to fish, you had to come in every day, right? Or
Not necessarily. It was a 5-fish aggregate, and you only could weigh 3 a day.
Uh-huh.
So you can't come and slam the dock on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you didn't have 2 on the board, you couldn't weigh in on Sunday, or you could, but you can't compete. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with a 3-fish aggregate tournament, and you can weigh 3 fish in the same day, the strategy is go fish where you want, come back, slam dock on Sunday.
Right.
But that's why Danny did a Saturday event. He did that for us, so we could fish around here. And the guys that wanted to go to Cocodrie or West Texas or wherever they go, we call them the West Siders. I ain't hating on them, but I'm just trying to figure out. I like it local.
Right.
I'm not. I mean,
So people that are listening, like what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm hearing you wrong, but like if you do a 3-day tournament, you don't have to weigh in every day. People can take their boat and just go wherever the hell they want and just wait till the last day and then come in, right? They can stay out far, go far.
Correct.
But if you have to weigh fish in every day, it limits how far you can how far you can go on the boat. Because all this is based on the honor system anyway, right? Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I know,
We're not GPS tracking boats.
well,
or
number
anything.
one, as far as I know, I'm
could,
the
though.
last. Me and Bill Davis is the last two that's been polygraphed at Gormflows.
Yeah.
And that was in 2000, as far as I know. So somebody protested us and they lost their money.
Yeah.
So the thing is that we always have to remember back when the 4-stroke engine was invented, it changed the rules of
Absolutely.
how far we can go.
Right.
You always got to remember that. And I respect that. I mean, I have one myself, and also I have a pair of twin diesels. But like I said, in 2015, they could have went to Destin, Panama, Argentina, but them pair of 75s and then 52, they ain't beating them two girls.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Both them fish come off of chandelier.
Yeah.
You catching a little heat in the comments over the old lady comment.
Exactly.
My fiance.
Oh, that ain't gonna get it.
I say it too all the time. Don't worry about it.
So if you think about
That's
that,
OLE.
Yeah. Right.
So-
exactly.
It's not old.
Yeah.
You're right. OLE.
Yeah.
my participation in this is because I want to prove that one day Chandelier will win again.
Mm-hmm.
I will donate to the Coquetry game in the West Side. I don't mind. It was $26.75 across the board this year.
Yeah.
It was like, snap. Where y'all
Yeah.
come up with them dollars? But anyway, we all played it.
When was the last time Chandelier won it? To your knowledge.
Well, Hussein and them picked up a shootout fish
a
like
couple years
ago.
No, that was they called that fish local on the east side,
East
but I don't
side.
think it was. No, they did when him and Joey Davis won.
Yeah,
it.
that was
I think that was on the 2-day. I don't remember, but I
19.
know that
no.
Hussein, Joey Davis, and a couple other guys they did win it. I think it was 2 years. The year
Yeah.
So
before,
it hadn't been long.
No,
Flip-flop,
you
yeah.
have
the arena won it consecutively 2 years in a row. So
Yeah.
year before COVID, year after COVID.
so it was before that.
So it had to have been the year before that.
And that's Michael, right? McDermott
Yeah,
with the
McDermott,
arena?
yeah.
He running that big old yellow fin.
They got it
Yeah.
going on, ain't
Yeah.
no doubt. If
Yeah.
I had that whip and I could roll around and let her rip. But in 2008, in the shootout, Chance was like 10, Austin Duron was 12. I put 35 gallons of gas in a 20
it was $50. I remember going
Yeah.
to pay for it.
23 Robalo, 75
They
pounds.
can't even make out of harbor for that.
No,
No.
75 pounds of chum, 2 or 3 eels, bar some catfish from somebody. So me, him, and Darren, we went to father son. We caught 5 lemon fish.
Catfish died
By
on the way out.
Yeah, on the outside beach of
Aerator
by
went
the
up.
Pelican.
Yeah.
We come in and rock the dock. Everybody's like, "What's up with this?"
That day, I can remember it. So
Yeah,
you know how he
good.
said that was the last time he got to see the bottom.
Yeah.
I
that was the
remember
day he
that
seen the
day going up on the bow and letting the anchor over, and I watched the chain coil up. I said, "Dad, something's wrong." He's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I can see the anchor."
Water's too clear for
Yeah.
He
Chandelier.
said,
Yeah.
"He said it's got to be on bottom." I was like, I've never seen the anchor chain before.
That was a good time.
And then I think as soon as the sun got up a little bit, the dirtier water pushed in. But I remember
It was just green,
barely
but-
the daylight, and I could see the bottom.
crystal clear.
Wow.
But we ended up coming in second that day. Kevin Higginbottom went across the river, caught him like a 65 and another fish. I mean, it was a great shootout for
Right.
Gorm flows. I mean,
There was
But-
a lot of big fish caught.
yeah, a lot of big fish caught. But at home, it was like strong. I rolled in with like a 54 and a 48.
What was funny, we caught all those fish at one time.
Yeah, one time.
It was a pot of fish.
Yeah,
So they
5
just
fish.
cruising by.
The first
They
fish,
rolled up the back of the boat.
the first fish we hooked was like a 20-something pounder.
Yeah.
Well, they're fighting it. Then all of a sudden, there's 4 lemon fish swimming around the chum slick right behind the boat. So me and Austin, he's like, "Here's a rod," and he's like 12, I'm 10.
Yeah.
I
Right.
said, take it to the bow.
So we're up on the bow. I mean, we're young.
Yeah.
Get that one out of my way.
And we
Yeah.
turn around, there's 3 fish on the deck. Then all of a
I
sudden,
done gaffed all 3 of them. I'm like the 40s and 50s, and they was on the deck, and I'm like, all right, y'all do what y'all
then we
want.
swung
Yeah.
that little baby fish.
Take that
We
little dink
killed-
somewhere.
But I remember
That's how he got what he got.
Yeah.
That's a good way to learn. 10 years old.
Give me
Hold
time.
this and take it to the bow. Yeah.
Let me tell a story about when you was in 2011 and we caught the 32 on outside beach. Remember that? With me, you, and Albert and all that we would go?
Yeah, when
Oh,
the fish
man.
ran inside the boat.
Yeah.
I got to hear it.
He's like, He's like, every time he goes, we're going to go like, come on, we're going.
When I said it was easy.
It's easy. He said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in
That's what it
2011, I had like a banner year. We won Gill's tournament, coming second during Gorn Flows. I caught a 65 that day of the Gorn Flows. Actually, I posted it on Facebook the other day because it was just one of them days where you pick up the anchor and you go chase the fish down.
That's a cool story.
There's nobody ever done that, as far as I know, chumming. So the fish come up. I seen it coming with the fins out of the water. It was so calm. It was like flat as this table.
Mm-hmm.
And we're chumming, and I'm like, oh my God. And then next thing you know, it passes the boat up. I'm like, pick the anchor up. We're chumming.
We're going to get it.
We're dragging chompers overboard and killer bee bags, and we don't have any fishing poles ready. And we kept throwing this 330 with some 80 on it. It wasn't going nowhere with an eel.
Mm-hmm.
I said, get that gay ass eel off now. I'm on top, me, Captain Sadinko. I'm like, serious shit. I'm mad.
Yeah.
So they grabbed a 330 and it has a circle hook on it. We didn't even use circle hooks back then. So it happened to have one on there. They put that eel on there. Next thing you know, I threw it over, that lemon fish broke in half. I'm like, don't do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got it. I watched her inhale it. And I'm like, Kelly, whatever you do, just put it in gear. Go Kelly Dick. He threw it in gear. Man, that fish come up and hit the top of the water. I'm like, that's her.
Yeah.
But anyway, we won that it was like a hell of a damn day. It was unbelievable. That was just stuff that you see out there.
What is the most of y'all's clientele charters when they come in? Are they chasing lemon fish, or do they care? Do they just say, put me on fish? You coerce them into going lemon fish?
The thing about cobia fishing is nobody has patience to pay you to be patient.
Right.
They're not deer hunters.
They want action.
No, they're killers. They want to fill their freezer.
Okay.
Quick, fast,
Meat
and
haul.
ugly. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
So actually, I quit cobia fishing. If I catch a cobia on a charter, it's pure incidental.
Yeah.
Right.
But years ago, I used to, and I got a bad review, and I said, that's it for me.
So y'all went out there and sat one day?
Oh, I've done it before. People love, they were like, you the man? I'm like, no, not when I get a bad review.
Right, because that is going to affect your business, right?
Exactly.
Somebody says something.
Can't have it.
Yeah.
Well, everybody doesn't like running and gunning. Everybody, some people just like
I
sitting
like
on the bar.
the picture he was painting with the radio on and drinking beer. I mean, what's wrong with that all day long?
Some people look.
They don't want to pay and sit.
As long as you got the right playlist, I'm good to go.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
CCR, ACDC. I mean, with enough cold beer for the day. We're good.
It's just like the other day. I mean, Chance was on my starboard. Let's see, he's on starboard. Photos on my port side.
He's in the middle.
I'm in the middle of them two,
100 yards
apart.
3 boats.
I catch a 45-pounder.
Mm-hmm.
It's
in
a
the
lot.
middle. They swim to him. He's a magnet.
Yeah.
Look,
Aggravating.
shoot one lap around the boat. It's on the deck, blood everywhere. I'm like, I didn't even give the fish a chance to swim around.
Right.
I gaffed him so fast that the dude didn't know what happened. He didn't get to fight it.
He didn't even know he was hooked.
No, I didn't. I once it got close to the boat, I killed it.
I bet if you wouldn't have hooked it, it probably would have just jumped in the ice chest.
It probably would have.
Did he fillet himself?
No, it ain't no doubt. But as far as what we trying to do is, you just gotta go with what's going on with every day on what we're catching.
Yeah.
When the weather's bad, you can't. But we love to troll because there's so much action in it. Spanish mackerel, bonita, Jack Crevalles, and you don't have to worry about folks throwing a pole or throwing it overboard or whatever. So
just put it in a rod holder.
Put it in a rod holder, let it go.
In.
Let's catch some fish. And
the day he caught that 45-pounder, about 2 minutes before he called it, he said, "What you got?" I said, "I got 2 sharks and a rod and reel in the water."
Yeah,
handed the rod off. It went.
We had
in the drink.
We had Graham Compton on here earlier. He wrote it in all caps: "Rod in the rod holder."
Rule number 1, Graham.
Rod in the rod.
Rod in the rod holder.
Well, Graham was one of my apprentices. By the way,
time I was.
Yeah.
So
he knows the deal.
He knows the deal.
Yeah.
Rule number 1 on charter boat: rod goes in the rod holder. That is the number 1 first rule.
Sounds like a simple rule, but I'm guessing it probably gets broke.
Yeah,
occasionally,
quite often.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
I'll say it 30 times a day.
Yeah.
When during snapper season, because their rod's in their hand. I think 30 times a day is a pretty good average.
Yeah.
I've trained a lot of good ones. I'm telling you.
Put them out there.
Graham, Jared O'Grady, Nathan Richards, Ethan Richards.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Half the charter boat captains on the coast.
Chance Seymour. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. I got to think about this. And then Justin, he's been with me for 4 or 5 years. He's just like a magnet. He's on point. All I got to do is drive a boat.
You don't have to say nothing to him. You don't have to talk to him.
No,
it's great.
Well, it's got to be cool. I mean, training these people and then seeing them come up and be successful captains themselves.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Matt Westover's in the comments.
Oh, Matt! I forgot about Matt. Matt.
Yeah, don't forget.
He calls me captain. Matt has always called me captain.
There you go.
Yeah, I forgot about Matt. Let's see. Make sure, if anybody else I'm forgetting them,
jump in there and let us know.
Just jump on there and let me know because it's been such a long ride. So I'm in my 25th year, so I got to figure out what's going on.
It's good to see. It's good to see people doing something that they love. Like you said, where you started out, you had a good job, it was a good trade job, but I'm assuming wasn't exactly where you wanted to be, and now you got to 25 years in on a career like this. I got a feeling you don't really regret it.
Nah, I don't. The main thing was I didn't care about catching. I caught about boat riding.
Yeah.
When you take the boat ride and advantage, you don't care what you catch.
You sound like a Seymour to me.
Exactly.
Because I was saying the same shit all the time.
So
I love catching fish. I do
too.
But
you just don't catch them.
I just don't. That's right. Well, we don't go number one.
But we like the boat ride.
We talk about fishing way more than we do fish. That's
correct.
We've admitted that many times on the show. I don't want to be caught lying. And but man, I just do. I love being out there. I don't care about it. I mean, that's just a bonus, right? To me.
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
When Frank calls me and says, "Sebo, I got some rods for you." I'm like, what you got?
Yeah.
I go buy them. He's like, you can do whatever you want with them. You know how he is.
Oh yeah. He's talking about my dad.
I still got them rods. Actually, Chance got one. Yeah. I sold the reels, but we still have the rods.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll stay with us forever.
Yeah.
I promise you.
He likes to work. Him.
Oh, there ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
So y'all are both out of Point Cadet, right?
That's
both boats.
No, Biloxi Small Craft Harbor.
Y'all are small craft. Okay.
Slip 1 and 2.
I'm gonna flash that sign again
right
too,
there.
people that can see it. And for the people on the audio, just to remind you, this is Spray You Later Fishing Charters, and their number 228-861-2019. What are y'all looking like right now? Y'all pretty booked? I mean, people, can they get in there if they want? What's the deal there?
Snapper season coming up. I'm sure
we have some afternoons. June's almost full.
I think I have 43 in June right now.
Yeah. So July's looking really good, but the thing about it is Saturdays goes first, and during red snapper season, it's just all supply and demand. So you have to get with it and get your trip booked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're not going to get in.
People call all the time for Fridays and Saturdays.
We're already done.
I'm like,
that's probably that week. They're calling you that week.
They're calling now for the month of June. I'm like, that's been gone.
Yeah.
How far are y'all out? Snapper season, 6 months?
No, probably.
I got June 7th open.
Probably 2 months. You start booking them probably in March.
Yeah, 2 months.
Like you'll get your Saturdays, then it'll be the beginning of May, and then the people will be like, I want to go snapper fishing. That's when they'll start coming in.
Where do people go to book with y'all? How do y'all do it mainly?
We do it by phone, just
that internet, number that we read
Facebook,
out. Yeah. Okay. So they can shoot you a message on your Facebook page too.
Yeah, we're still doing it on Facebook.
Okay. And that's Spray You Later Fishing Charters. Just type that in on Facebook. It'll come right up. You'll be able to see it. Shoot them a direct message. I'm assuming, right? One of y'all will get back to whoever, people trying to book a charter.
Exactly.
That's both of y'all, right? So 1 and 2. You got your own, right?
He's got his own.
I'm separate company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're
two companies, 2 websites.
He just named it number 2.
Okay. All right.
We have 2 McDonald's, not 2 Burger King McDonald's.
There you go.
That's what we went and bought.
Yeah.
Nice.
If that makes any sense.
So what's yours, Chance? Tell us yours.
My Mississippi Gulf Coast Fishing Charters. I went with the generic brand. I plan on growing my company and adding boats. So that's why I didn't go with the boat name.
Okay.
So that's why I went generic. But my Facebook page is the same, Mississippi Gulf Coast Fishing Charters.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because I was going to ask both of y'all, but we'll start with you. Plans for the future. I mean, you got 25 years in. You've got how many? You said officially.
This is my 4th year in company. This with my company,
and this is full time too, right?
Full time. 2 years full time. I was 2 years 50-50 with the fire department.
Gotcha.
Actually, no, this is my 3rd year full time. I had 1 year 50-50. Then the year before that, I was decking with them.
Okay. So what's your plan? You said, you named a generic name. That's smart because obviously growth, right? That's what you want to do.
I want to add boats in my fleet.
Okay.
So, and that's the thing. I plan on being in business 30 years.
Yeah.
You
got to keep up with pops.
The repeat clientele over 30 years, say it's only 10 trips a year. Over 10 years, that's a full calendar. It's 100 trips.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with your other people? So I plan on getting another boat soon. But the thing is, it's hard to find
reliable captain, I would assume.
Quality captain.
Well,
yeah.
Quality. Yeah.
Reliable. You can find somebody to show up.
At the apprenticeship, bro.
Yeah.
You can't find somebody that's going to. I'm going to have to prove. I'm going to have to know they're going to be able to. Same quality.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to run them as a deckhand for at least a year, show them the ropes, and then put them on the boat, or make sure they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. But that's what I plan on doing somewhere in the future.
Okay.
Same boat, Bertram, or
probably not.
We got some other stuff in mind.
Yeah.
They make boats that are probably more friendly.
Yeah.
And when I first grow, it'll probably be a smaller boat.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take advantage of the state snapper season. That's going to be my first set of growth is to do that.
You got the Blazer Bay, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like for inshore stuff?
Do you have
any charters inshore at all?
I used to, but I got tired of towing it to the boat ramp. I'm just, my body can't take it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just your hang around boat?
Yeah, like TikTok go fast.
Yeah.
The best part about it, our boats, you can put everything inside our little cabin, and you can pull everything out in the morning.
Yeah,
you have to put nothing in your truck except for ice.
Yeah,
there's not trailering, there's not towing.
That's a lot of work, man.
Yeah,
you leave at 5 o'clock in the morning, you don't get home to 5 o'clock in the evening. Somebody will get mad at you. That would probably be your wife.
Yeah, maintenance and upkeep too.
No, that's just nonstop.
Trailers,
the boat in the harbor with the cabin and the bathroom, it's all stowed away. You drag it out in the morning, and it's just. And we're ready. We get there at 6:30 and leave at 7 a.m. on the dot.
Right.
So you got 30 minutes. There's no dragging. Of course you gotta, just somebody's got to get down there and get it all out of the cabin, which is my deckhand.
Yeah. Then you go just pile up at pads and get bait, and then get out.
Roll out.
Yeah.
That's
right. Simple.
We were talking about it earlier. Tell us the story behind the stickers that was on.
The pow.
Oh, okay. The
pow.
I think he gave it away a little bit earlier when he was telling that story. I heard a pow, pow, pow.
It's like the old Batman show.
Yeah, that was awesome. People that don't know what I'm talking about, at the last Cobia tournament, all the fish that y'all weighed in it looked like old comic
sheets
book
of paper
that smacked onto them that I did notice they scraped off before they weighed them.
They did. They wasn't going to let us get extra.
That was pretty cool. But tell us that story. Tell us that story.
So Saturday morning at 4:30, we loaded up. We got spreader lights on, LED spreader light. We lit up. Chance leaves before me.
I left at 11 p.m.
Oh, yeah, they was already going.
My drunk friends
I forgot about that.
Talked me into going overnight. Well,
Sweet.
I get out there and it's like 5 foot.
Yeah.
So
it was laid down by the time. So everybody shows up. Oh, I'm out to harbor, and Donnie Duron says, Sebo, turn around. What? I forgot something in the truck. What? Go back. He gets a folder full of bullshit. Well, anyway.
He didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything.
He just got a folder.
He puts them in the cabin.
All right.
I did what he said. Well, the first one we land in the boat is 25-pounder. He goes, pow! He sticks it on the fish, throws the beer that New Orleans Parish Brewing.
Okay.
So he sticks it on there and he's taking pictures. He says, that's what we're going to do. Before the brewing company come in, and all of a sudden, here comes the second one in the boat. He sticks it on the side of it. So that's how that come up.
Yeah.
He had a whole itinerary of WTF and PAL and crack, all for Batman.
Yeah.
That's when I saw it, I was like, that's
so
the old
cool.
Batman
That's
stuff.
exactly what it looked like. Yeah.
Like every time we punch somebody.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about I didn't ever tell y'all in 2015 we give this kid our BB gun because we like to shoot the BB gun at cans and stuff while we on the boat chumming.
Uh-huh.
So this kid was that was the year we caught the 275s and had the 201 pounds with 3 fish. We was there it was Joe Lawson's grandson. So he would show up and he was SYL.
Never stopped.
Never
the
stopped.
whole time.
So
chanting.
we'd throwing fish up there. Pow, boom. So on Sunday, we had this BB gun, Red Ryder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I said, y'all all go take the magic marker and sign your name on it. And we give it to him.
We made sure we
dumped all the BBs out.
Yeah.
Then he says, hey, is all the BBs out that gun?
Danny was freaking out.
Oh, yeah. So we ended up giving this BB gun to this kid, and then we got him in the pictures with us and everything. He had this lime green shirt on. Was unforgettable about how it actually went down, but it was really cool. But we still take a Daisy Red Ryder with us normally every time we go.
Yeah.
Tradition.
Oh, yeah.
That's sweet.
We've hummed pump pellet guns overboard, whatever don't shoot. They go in David Jones's locker.
Yeah. It sounds like y'all have a ton of fun out there, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Just having a good time. And
some years, if you catch big fish early and people are doing good,
Oh, yeah.
the radio gets a little out of hand.
It's gonna be ugly.
yeah.
Like there's gonna be a lot of smack talking and
Yeah.
some crazy stuff. Like this past year, everybody was catching fish, but nobody had a big fish in a tournament. So like it was all, and there's only like 10 boats fishing the bar. In the past, pre-COVID, there was like 25 of us out there. So there was a pile of boats. So this year wasn't a very good turnout on the bar. They're probably
What we're trying to do is, like Joey asked me, he's like, what's going on with the brown bag and all that? I said, the main thing is that we have to understand that Gorham Flows and all the local fishing tournaments was not all about 3-engine, $750,000 boats.
Right.
How can a guy with a 23 Mako or 23 Blazer Bay compete with me? I'm just lucky. Hey, I don't have nothing, no juju or whatever. I've done it a long time.
Well, you mentioned Michael Fournier earlier. He's usually in a skiff,
right?
Going out to Horn Island.
But if you can, when you have somebody going 200-300 miles away and coming home to win a trophy, everybody gets discouraged.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why we started Bar Fish Association, the Brown Bag.
Right.
Nothing against beating nobody up from the west side. They probably figure to comment on me like that because they know my feelings about the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just.
But you're going to win here, or let's go to move the tent to Cocodrie. However you want to do it.
Right.
You want to move the tent to Cocodrie? I'm not going with you. You want to fish here? Let's have the tent here. Let's bring it back to old school.
Sweet.
We Joey and I did our first tournament that we put on last year in the middle of COVID and all that fiasco, the Sheep's Head Showdown. And one of the reasons why we picked that fish was because we wanted people to either be able to fish in a boat if they wanted to, but also if you were a pier fisherman, that you'd be able to participate and stand just as good a chance as anybody else. I mean, that's why we picked that, and we were pretty proud of that and had a good turnout.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
Middle of COVID, so.
Exactly.
We were going to fish it, but when y'all how y'all postponed
we had to
it?
reschedule it.
Right.
When y'all rescheduled it, that was when we were busy.
Yeah.
So when it was the first, I was like, heck yeah. I get to fish another tournament because I'm off.
Yeah.
It's like I fish that's why we don't fish the Marine Mart. Is because it's in our busy season.
Yeah.
Right.
That's next week, Memorial Day.
I'm signing up.
Yeah.
You're going to fish it?
I'm going to sign my people up. I don't know who they are, but I'm going to sign them up.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we'll be there. We're going to do
Let's participate.
something.
Shop local.
Yeah. It'll be ours will be first week in October.
October 2nd.
Yep, October 2nd,
Yeah.
Saturday.
It's always the day
I don't know
before
if y'all are busy.
Cruising the Coast.
No, I'm not busy that time.
We hadn't announced the location yet. We're still trying to work that out, but we want to grow that thing and make it something special too. It's a bay snapper.
I love
back bay snapper.
I love
It's
that.
fancy. So
I love them.
They eat good.
They make good ceviche too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like Joe was talking about with me, anyway, you want any tackle recommendations or?
Well, you was going to give out some coordinates today from what I saw on Facebook. So
stirring that pot, baby.
Yeah.
Well,
let's go.
Nobody come, and I'm like, well, I'm not bringing no digits.
Okay. Hey, if they did, you got to earn it on this
So
show.
what's your
people.
go-to cobia bait? If you had one, if both of y'all had to name one, what is it?
Live cat on the bottom under the chomper.
If there was no cost factor, probably an eel, but out of cost factor, probably a catfish.
Catfish. Y'all cut the prongs off, leave them on.
I
go
cut the prongs
natural.
off.
A little bit split boat.
Okay. There you go.
Gotta mix it up.
I know them the 50-pounder caught last year and the 63-pounder caught this year. It was both all the way in the gizzard.
Yeah.
They'll go down.
Yeah.
And if they don't, that's like 3 extra. That's a treble hook. You got to pull out.
You're right. You can't get that sucker out.
70% of anything I've caught over 60 has come off the bottom under the boat.
Yeah, because a lot of the stories you were telling us about seeing them on top of the water, right? But you're saying a lot of them you catch on the bottom.
Yeah.
You never see them.
Yeah.
So you don't float balloons? I mean, y'all put a balloon rig out?
None of the money fish I've ever caught in my life has come on the balloon rig.
Yeah.
All of them has come under the boat.
On the bottom.
What's crazy, that 63-pounder.
It's stupid.
So
I don't know what it is.
Picked up a catfish on the bottom, and we're letting it run. Then I don't remember who noticed it, but the fish is like 10 foot off the side of the boat on top, swimming north.
Mm-hmm.
So we're freaking out trying to get a jig to it or an eel. Well, then he's like, all right, I'm going to hit this fish. We were letting it run. Well, he goes and sets the hook. Well, this fish, and the line's going through the lead. So we think it's going south. Well, the fish is actually going north. Well, he starts reeling on it to get tight. Well, this fish starts going crazy. And we're watching it on top. We're on the bow. And it's just – so then I finally get the rod from him, and I pretty much fight the fish on the bow. I hand it back to the cockpit. It makes a half a circle and almost runs into the side of the boat. Like, if I didn't gaff, it would ran inside the boat. Then, like, after we caught that fish, we really wasn't worried about fishing anymore. We was just hanging out, drinking.
You got it.
And we're sitting up in the tower. I have 2 captain's chairs, and we're looking forward, not even looking at our chum slick or nothing. And there's 2 fish swimming 10 foot off the side of my boat. I'm like, there ain't no way. And sure enough, I threw the jig at it, hooked it, he spit the jig, and never seen him again. But that was the first time I've ever, since I've been captain, have them where I'm in the migration path.
They popped up.
Yeah.
Like, that was where they wanted to go.
On you. Yeah.
They rolling in, yeah.
There was nothing attracted them to
That's
me. I
good
was just
stuff.
in line.
I mean,
Well, what's the report so far? I mean, from the Gorm Flows tournament this year compared to last year, I think there was more fish hit the dock this year. I think those Dustin boys, Pensacola boys,
I agree.
didn't get a chance to fish them that much. I think it's going to be I wouldn't say a bumper crop, but a better year.
I think our September, October crop's going to be really well here.
Yeah.
That's my personal
when they
opinion.
roll back through.
Oh, yeah. I think migration is, looking at the temperature today, is probably about over with. There's no clarity on the bar. I can't sit in poo-poo water.
Yeah,
on that
it's
bar.
bad. Too.
Oh no,
with the rains,
it was hard fishing this tournament this past year.
But it was good down there when we fished a couple weeks ago.
Kendall Sauls caught like 11 fish.
Little dinks, but they had a good trip.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've never caught 11 fish in one day.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say
I've
done
only
that.
caught 8 in one day, chumming.
That's what I'm saying. So 2021, he caught 11. And
that's pretty good.
He got to fish on the good old days.
Yeah.
So that is awesome.
Sure
there was that many fish.
Right.
Yeah, I hope it makes a comeback for sure.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, whatever it takes, we have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't care what we do, but if nobody understands what it was like, what I seen in my day, they have to understand.
What are y'all affiliated with any kind of conservation stuff, CCA stuff, or anything like that? We've had some guys in here before, talks about that for different species.
I'm part of the CFA, Charter Fish Association, board of directors, and they're going to push for any federal, like 2 fish per boat, which is people in Mississippi don't care about it, but it doesn't matter. We have to take the steps to do what it's going to take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Mississippi's going to lead by whatever the federal guidelines are.
And they bumped it up this year, right? What is it legal? What is the legal limit?
36 inches to the
fork.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
See, and that was the thing that we had an issue with. A lot of people call me about that. I said, the scary thing about a 36-inch limit fish is if you're not a seasoned cobia fisherman, if you gaff a 36-inch limit fish and not know to net it, you could damage the fish. See, and personally, I hate catch and release and limits and all that. I mean, I've always been an advocate of saying, let's not destroy a speckled trout that's 14 and a half because you're going to touch him with a rag and whatever. Throw him in a box and let's go home.
Yeah.
Same with cobia. Should it be 1 per person, 2 per person, or whatever you catch? You catch 2, go home.
Yeah.
Whatever. 2 inches, 5 inches, 7 foot, whatever. That's
and I've seen that with snapper. I mean, you get out
Same
there.
thing.
Yeah, you get out there, you catch 2,
They're
and
getting
then
8.
you kill 3 of them trying to release
Right,
them and
right.
Correct.
deflate them, and then what I'm
Exactly.
saying. So
I've always been an advocate on. I never like releasing saltwater fish.
So you'd be more in favor of a number of fish
Yes.
per boat versus whatever the length is.
Right.
Low,
Okay.
But as
Low-
much
low number.
low numbers of fish.
Yeah.
But
Like
as much
one cobia-
lobbying that I do, of course, y'all know I've been to DC, and I am probably one of the number one Mississippi persons that goes to DC more than anybody over federal fishery and talking to Wicker and Palazzo and Hyde. So thing is that they don't understand that we have to keep, but nobody wants to hear like, can we do so much per person? It's not that. It's the angler is not ready for that.
Well, how would that affect you guys though, as running a business? You're advocating for that.
I
So
can take
obviously you
that.
think it's going to be okay.
Well, I could take 3 per person, whatever size they are. I take a 6-inch snapper or 22-inch snapper. Let me get my limit. I'm out.
yeah, you're
We,
done.
You with me?
we don't cull.
You don't have to cull and
No,
kill.
We
and all
don't
that.
cull at
No.
all. You
Yeah.
got to think those fish are our livelihood.
Right.
You can't risk throwing back illegal fish strictly because your customers want to catch a bigger one.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like shooting a 10-point and a 12-point walk out, and you leave the
Right.
10-point laying on the ground because you
No.
can only come back with 1 deer.
right.
It's the same thing.
That deer's done.
16 inches. It's going in the box.
Got to go in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In which sometimes we have to use bigger bait, bigger hooks,
Right.
stuff just so we can target bigger fish.
Right.
We change up our fishing tactics just so we can try to catch bigger fish. And
Cut-
some days they don't bite. Some days we have to come in with 17-inch fish limit.
And the customer understands, and they're usually probably okay with that, huh? They're just enjoying the experience, huh?
They're still
Exactly.
catching.
Right. We ask this question a lot to guys that come in, charter boat guys. What's your clientele? Out of town people mainly, or local mixture? Do you know?
80% Mississippians.
Really?
You put
Yeah.
when you put the graph straight down, where they end up. Put a line north and south, Mississippi. I done logbooks for a long time. Not my brain, but a personal people showed up.
Yeah.
80% Mississippians. So somebody
See,
that
that's
lives
the
in
opposite of what we've been hearing.
That's
Mostly
right.
it's out of town. guys.
well,
No,
It's
North Mississippi.
North
not local.
Mississippi.
Okay.
Not local.
so
No
if somebody
locals.
in Gaston, Alabama, they're going to Orange Beach.
Right.
You
Yeah.
with me? You
Yeah.
draw
Yeah.
pair like this. That's how they end up.
I got you.
Now they do fly sideways, but not as much as they do north and south.
Right.
Do you ever notice people saying that they came down here, new customers, right? Because I'm sure you got repeat customers that come back for you, but newer customers that say they came down here because of the amenities that the Gulf Coast offers, casinos, restaurants, stuff like that. Do you hear anybody say that?
In my 23, 24 years, 25 years experience, tennis shoe crowd Mississippians come down here to beach, condo, and fish,
It's affordable.
and they can't afford Orange Beach.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I've seen. I mean, yeah, there's some Atlantas and stuff there, but that's
Gambling
how I
people,
see it.
I would say.
Oh yeah,
The Beau
casino.
Rivage does that comp thing where they fly. They do like $200 and you get a weekend to stay and your plane ticket.
Right.
We get a lot of people from that.
Right.
Really.
And I feel like I get a pretty good bit of customers from that.
Yeah.
And just because it's it's cheap fishing trip or a cheap trip, why not try to find something to do while you're there?
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of those trips are catch and release too, so it's even better.
Seeing when Orange Beach is full, Biloxi's full. When Destin's full, Biloxi's full.
Yeah.
So you always got to remember that.
Yeah.
When they're out of space, they're coming here.
Right.
I heard right now Florida's like jam packed just because it's one of the first states to open up
Oh,
with
there
all
ain't no
this
doubt.
COVID stuff.
Hey,
So
it's
hopefully
it's pretty much everybody on the coast now.
Yeah.
I heard the other day that the Gulf Coast casinos was the top casinos in the whole United States.
Yeah.
Because Mississippi is open.
Yeah.
Because we ain't got no mask, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
No mask,
Vegas
baby.
has
That's what I'm
been shut
talking
down.
about.
Still shut
mean,
down, I think.
There ain't
for
no
the
way
most part.
I would rather come here than go to Vegas because the
Right.
no mask.
Right.
Yeah, come on.
I mean,
That's
Bring
right.
it on. Bring it on down here.
What's the next tournament y'all are eyeing this year?
I guess I'll fish the Narrows. Maybe I'll get lucky and catch one.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'm
have
gonna put my it's an angler tournament, so I have to know one angler on my boat. It's not a boat tournament. That's the problem.
Mhm.
And I always told him, and I said, just make us a charter boat tournament, like for red snapper, redfish, or whatever.
Yeah. So it's individual.
Yeah. So you're in as an angler. Well, I don't know who my anglers are.
Right.
So it's hard for me to sign up for that.
Yeah. Well,
we're gonna have him on. We'll have him on next week.
Ask him about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
See if we can't get.
Sebo
See if we can. Yeah, Sebo said you might need to look at this here. He told us to tell
If
you.
his tournament was like in June, I feel like a lot of the boats that do snapper fish that are charter boats, I would 110% enter that pot because I know I'm going to try to beat them.
Yeah,
I could tell by that glass rolling and that chair starting to move back and forth. I think we're gonna wrap it up. We've covered it. Anything we didn't touch on that you want to mention? I mean, I said we send them to your Facebook page. Anybody that heard this, man, and wants to book a charter,
go back over it again. What's yours?
SYLboat.com. Spray Your Litter Fishing Charters on Facebook.
Shout that number out one more time.
228-861-2019.
All right.
I'm Mississippi Gulf Coast Fishing Charters on Facebook. Then websites BiloxiFishingCharter.com.
There you go.
And both of them at the small craft, right?
Yep, that's
one and two.
Next to mackerel is number 1 and 2.
There we go. Gentlemen, thank y'all for coming in here and talking with us today, taking the time out of your evenings to shoot the shit with us. Yes, we really appreciate it. It's been a good one. Comments have been blowing up. We got a ton of people that was chiming in, so y'all go back and look at it.
Can't wait.
Fight back on some of that stuff. So, all right. Well, y'all have a good evening. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Later.